What is up, guys? Mark here, and today we are looking at something that is absolutely going to blow your mind. Let's just be real for a second. Most people right now are just playing around with AI. But the top builders, the top 1%, we are using it to completely dominate. While everybody else is stuck copying and pasting between 20 different browser tabs, the elite have quietly switched to a secret, entirely free open source weapon called OpenSwarm. And let me tell you, the people who figure this out first are going to leave everyone else in the dust. One command, one prompt, a finished empire. This is literally the end of busy work.
Stop playing, start dominating. OpenSwarm is your free, dedicated team of 8 digital agents. It does what most paid AI platforms out there charge you an absolute fortune for. You just type one single terminal command, hit enter on one prompt, and boom, out comes a completely finished slide deck, a deep dive research report, a beautifully formatted document, and even a fully edited video, all at the exact same time. It is like having an entire creative and research agency living right inside your computer.
Look, the old way is what you are probably doing right now, right? You ask one model to write some text, you jump to another one to write some code, maybe another one to generate an image, and then what happens? You become the assembly line. You are copying from one tab, pasting into another, crying over your broken presentation formatting. Guys, that is not productivity. That is just busy work with extra steps. The new way with OpenSwarm flips the entire script. It gives you finished work directly in your terminal, period. But how does it actually pull this off? I'm going to pass it over to Sarah to break down the absolute genius under the hood.
Thanks, Mark. Sarah here. Section 1, your 8-agent digital boardroom. Let's look at the architecture.
So what we're talking about here isn't just a basic chatbot. It's a fully coordinated virtual team that lives right inside your terminal. There are no browser tabs, no clunky platform logins, and absolutely no monthly subscriptions. At the very top of this hierarchy sits the Orchestrator. You can think of this as your ultimate tireless project manager. The truly brilliant thing about the Orchestrator is that it never actually bothers you with questions. It simply listens to your single prompt, intelligently figures out exactly what kind of deliverables you're asking for, and then silently routes the work to the right specialist agents on your team. Sometimes it assigns just one specialist, sometimes it coordinates 5 of them working together in real time, and you don't have to manage or oversee a single thing.
Underneath that Orchestrator, we have your 7 specialist agents. First is the virtual assistant, which is your everyday workhorse for writing and task management. Then there's the deep research agent. Now, this is crucial. It runs evidence-based web research and gives you balanced analysis with real clickable citations. That means zero hallucinated nonsense. Next is the data analyst, operating completely securely inside an isolated Python sandbox. You throw a messy spreadsheet at it, and it pulls insights safely without touching anything else on your machine. Then we've got the Slides agent building polished HTML decks ready for PowerPoint, and the Docs agent formatting clean multi-page reports. Finally, the creative powerhouses. You have an image gen agent tapping into Gemini and Fal AI, and the absolutely wild video gen agent. This one actually taps directly into OpenAI's Sora and Google's VO to produce real animated videos with graphics and transitions, all from that initial prompt.
Mark back in the mix. Section 2, launch in just 60 seconds. Let's look at the viral setup.
Okay, I know exactly what you're thinking right now. You're saying, this sounds amazing, Mark, but I bet it takes a PhD in computer science to install this thing. Wrong! Most AI developer tools have these brutal 20-step setup nightmares that literally make you want to throw your laptop out a window. Not OpenSwarm. We are talking about a viral 60-second setup. It is mind-blowingly simple to get this engine ignited. It's literally just 2 commands. Step 1, npm install-g OpenSwarm. Step 2, OpenSwarm launch. That is it. All you need is Node.js version 20 and an OpenAI or Anthropic API key to power it up. It even auto-installs Python if you don't have it. The setup wizard handles all the dependencies for you. It's so insanely easy, your grandma could use this to automate her entire knitting business. You are up and running in 60 seconds. And hey, if you don't have keys for things like VO or Sora yet, the tool gracefully degrades, which just means the rest of the agents still work perfectly fine without them.
Sarah here again. Section 3, prompts for finished deliverables. Let's look at some real-world outputs.
Mark and I really want to show you the actual money prompts. These are the exact commands pulled directly from the official OpenSwarm repository that generate massive value. Because the true magic of OpenSwarm isn't just generating text, it is generating completely finished, multi-format deliverables. Take this prompt, for example. You type in, create a complete investor pitch for my startup. You hit enter, and you don't just get a bulleted outline. You get a full HTML slide deck, perfectly polished and ready to export to PowerPoint. But the swarm doesn't stop there. Simultaneously, it hands you a written executive summary and comprehensive market research. One prompt, 3 completely finished professional-grade assets.
Oh man, let me jump in right here, because this prompt is pure fire. Research my top 5 competitors and write 3 blog posts. Boom. You don't even open a single browser tab, and OpenSwarm spits out a deep competitive analysis, a perfectly targeted list of SEO keywords, and 3 completely publish-ready articles. You just did an entire week's worth of marketing work in about 3 minutes. Are you starting to see the raw power here?
Exactly, Mark. Now you might be wondering, well, why do I need this if I already have Chatgpt or Claude? Look at the comparison. Claude Code is absolutely incredible for developers writing software. Chatgpt is fantastic for chatting and getting quick answers. Cursor is brilliant inside a code editor. But OpenSwarm is different. OpenSwarm is the execution layer. It is specifically designed to produce and finish multi-format deliverables so you don't end up moving things around, exporting, reformatting, or designing ever again.
Let's move to Section 4, Scaling to 10,000 plus tools. Enterprise Automation.
Let's take this from a fancy text generator to a massive enterprise-grade workflow automation system. Because having agents that can write and research is great, for sure. But what if those agents could actually interact with the software you use every single day? 10,000. That is the number of external tools your OpenSwarm agents can now access thanks to a seamless integration with a service called Composio. By plugging this in early, your virtual assistant isn't just typing text into the void. It's drafting emails directly in Gmail, it's sending team updates in Slack, and it's logging leads straight into your HubSpot CRM. It touches your real tools, completely transforming OpenSwarm into a central hub for your entire workflow.
And because this entire project is open source under an MIT license, the customization is where the real genius lies. You can actually fork the repository and tell an AI coding tool like Claude Code to modify it for you. You don't need to write a single line of code yourself. You just say, turn this into an SEO swarm, and it reconfigures the agent specifically for keyword research. You can build a sales swarm for lead outreach, a marketing swarm for campaign assets, or a product swarm for feature specs. Once you have a version tuned to exactly what you do every day, the value compounds incredibly fast.
Section 5. Join the top 1%. The next level. Mark here to bring it home. Guys, listen to me right now. Just by watching this explainer and understanding what OpenSwarm can actually do, you are officially in the top 1% of AI users. Most people out there haven't even heard of this yet. Do not waste this massive head start. If you want to see exactly how this compares to other tools, or if you want the exact standard operating procedures to run these custom swarms, you have got to surround yourself with winners. We are talking over 2,000 members in the AI Profit Boardroom and 58,000 members in the AI Success Lab. These are people who are crushing it, sharing real use cases, finding out what actually works, and cutting through all the hype and noise. It is the absolute ultimate unfair advantage to learn from people who are actually doing the work.
So I'm going to leave you with this final, critical question. Will you stay in the 99% doing endless busy work? Or will you join the 1% dominating your industry with your own 8-agent team? The choice is entirely yours. Go install OpenSwarm right now. Pick one task you've been putting off, a deck, a report, a quick video, and run your very first prompt. Let the agents handle it. And hey, if you are tired of busy work, like this explainer, share this with someone who desperately needs an AI team, and subscribe to stay ahead of the curve. Let's get to work.